What's going on, everybody? Sausage here. Back to Hearth looks cozy on the surface, restoring homes in a quiet Ukrainian village, warm autumn colors, and simple puzzles, but after playing through it, I found it's not quite as comforting as it seems. Between some odd design choices, a short runtime, and a price tag that feels a little steep, this one lands just a bit below average. Let's talk about that. In Back to Hearth, the premise is clear. There's a calamity that strikes a quiet Ukrainian village, and your job is to restore the houses so villagers will return. It's simple, but it's a serviceable story. It gets the job done. Now, it might be a possible allegory for the war in Ukraine, though I'm not entirely certain about that one. Moving on to the gameplay, the structure is that there's instanced areas where you fix up the houses in the land, and there's objectives that include small puzzles like repairing doors or weeding gardens. You have to click to complete most puzzles, but there are some puzzles where you have to draw symbols. The symbols might be letters of the Ukrainian alphabet, but again, I'm not entirely sure. I do have one small gripe with one particular puzzle. For this puzzle, there was a note on a bedstand that said there was a key on the back wall of the stable. Well, the stable is locked up, so I can't get in there. I tried looking through the windows, I tried running around other places to see if there was something I could do. Well, the solution to this puzzle was that one of the doors on the stable was pried open a little bit, and you needed to use the pitchfork to pull the hay out from behind the door, and then the key would spawn on the outside of the stable. Most other puzzles made sense in that you had to get a hammer to fix this, and then you could grab that to go do this. This puzzle is the one puzzle in the entire game that just did not make any sense. Maybe I'm just fixated on this puzzle, but it really broke the immersion. Overall, the gameplay is simple, it's tame, it's almost cozy, but there's a heavy melancholic overtone to it. Moving on to the graphics and art, the style sits somewhere between PS1 and PS2. I can't really place it. It's not bad, it's just a little odd, or maybe even hard to categorize. I will say that the autumn settings are incredible, with all of the oranges and yellows and browns and a little bit of red. It's really nice. Lastly, let's talk about the time. Back to Hearth costs $4. I beat it in just about an hour, and I earned 9 of the 16 achievements. With all of that said, Back to Hearth earns a sausage rating of 6.8 sausages out of 10. The story is fine, but it's not remarkable. The graphics aren't bad, but they may feel flat or maybe even uninteresting to some. Now, the gameplay and the pricing, that needs a little bit of polish. First, fix the confusing stable hay behind the door puzzle. That one just doesn't make sense. I don't know why they thought that would be a clever puzzle. I was just annoyed by it. Next, the game says that it's a big village, but each house is instanced in its own area, which again kind of breaks the immersion. What I would have liked is one big area with all the different houses in it, so you get to play the entire village rather than one individual house with each different instance. On top of that, maybe after you complete a house and the villagers move back in, maybe make those villagers permanent residents, permanent NPCs, and then you can go talk to them for extra story dialogue. I think if the developers went with one big village map rather than a handful of instance houses, it'd make the game feel more alive, especially if you could add NPCs that you could interact with after you're done repairing the houses. It would just make the game feel completely different, but in a good way. As for the price, $4 just feels steep for only an hour of play with little replay value. My recommendation would be to wait until this game is about 50 to 75% off. And that's my review of Back to Hearth. If you got this far, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a little comment below, but if not, just know that I appreciate your viewership nonetheless. I also stream on Twitch occasionally. I have a Discord for both content creators and casual viewers alike, and I'm a Steam curator, so consider following me on all of those platforms as well. I'll leave a link to everything in the description below. Anyway, I think I'm going to cut my review here. Mahoney out.